functioning psychopath.
All right, world, what up? Check, check. Check one, check two. All right, what up, world? This is Functioning, I'm about to say alcoholic. This is Functioning Psychopath. I'm your host, Rocc Lefty. I'm here with my boy, PoeFection.
What up, what up, what up, y'all?
And I'm here with my ace boon, Dezman.
Whoa, nah.
I know y'all haven't heard from Dezman since Left-Handed Comments, but this is Functioning Psychopath. Dez going to be on there too, hopefully, if he gets some time. He never had no time for us anymore, but
I'll be here.
Hopefully.
Because I'm definitely a functioning psychopath.
Yeah, we
I
all
think
are.
everybody at this table is.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
you mean.
Yeah.
Hey,
Perfect group for this damn title.
Right.
that's what's up. Yeah.
What's up with you, Poe?
Hey, I'm chilling, man.
How you day been, man?
Sleep.
Did y'all check out the first 3 episodes of Functioning Psychopath?
Hey, I couldn't check them out. I left my charger at at work, but I already know that it's hitting.
Yeah.
Because Coffee told me it was hitting.
Oh, she listened to it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what's up. Hey, if y'all, for everybody that's listening, man, go out there and check out Functioning Psychopath podcast. It's on right now. It's on SoundCloud and it's on Spreaker, so y'all can check out the first 3 episodes. We had Cole out of line and we had King Rez call in, give their opinion on some topics. And this is episode 4 of Functioning Psychopath. And yeah.
So what we gonna talk about tonight?
The topic of Dez got the topic today, man. Go. What's the topic, Dez?
Today's topic, and everybody need to listen to all of them, but today definitely you need to listen. We're gonna talk about the difference between employees and entrepreneurs.
Employees and entrepreneurs. So what's the difference between an employee and an entrepreneur?
Let me see. I'm gonna give y'all a definition so we can definitely have an understanding that there's a difference. I'm gonna start with employee.
All right, yeah. Read the definitions first.
All right, then definition of employee. Now I went online to pick this up. I don't have a Merriam-Webster, so you can go ahead and challenge me if you want to. It don't even matter. Okay, hold up on the phone. All right, employee. And this is for all your employees and entrepreneurs and everybody that's trying to move up or trying to do something different. Y'all need to know what y'all getting into and know who you is. An employee is a person that's employed for wages or salary, especially at a non-executive level. All right? That's an employee. Now, entrepreneur is a person who organizes an operation, a business or businesses, taking a greater than normal financial risk in order to do so.
Okay.
In other words, you got to take some kind of financial risk or something to make your business grow. You ain't just going to work every day helping somebody else get their business growing. That's the difference.
Okay, cool. So we not helping nobody else's business grow. So what is the behind it?
Here's the thing. Ain't nothing wrong with being an employee at all. Ain't nothing wrong with being an entrepreneur at all. A lot of people claim to be an entrepreneur, but they ain't because they don't even know what the difference is. That's why I started off by giving the definition, because to give you a prime example, like especially nowadays, they got more what's called 1099 jobs out there than I ever seen before. I mean, if you driving for Lyft, Uber, DoorDash, whoever you 1099ing for, one thing you need to realize, you still an employee. Because I done talk to people that think I'm going to work for myself, and bam, they doing that shit. You're not working for yourself.
Right.
Because if you listen to the definition of entrepreneur, you're not putting up no risk at all. So therefore, you expendable. They can drop you and switch you with somebody else in the snap of a finger, and you just be starting from square one.
Right. Somebody else's decision could ruin you.
Right. And if that company fall off, there's nothing you can do to stop it.
Right.
Now, entrepreneur, on the other hand, you got a lot of risk involved, so therefore you going whatever you put into it, that's what you get out of it 100% all the way around the board. If it fall off, it's because of something that you neglected to do or failed to do or something, or you didn't put forth the education or the effort to put it, to get it cranked off the way it's supposed to. Because you go to work every day, you're on time all the time, you're busting your ass for that job or whatever, and that's cool. You could do the same thing as an entrepreneur. Because basically it's the same thing, except for when you work for somebody, you have what's called job security. That's what they're trying to get people in their head, like, oh, you secure with this job, you're going to be all right. But when you're an entrepreneur, it's not the same. It's not, because like I said, if it fall off, you asked out. There ain't no 401k for you.
Right.
Because that's your shit, unless you put it aside. Ain't no, anything you do, you got to do it yourself. Benefits, all that, you got to do that yourself. Nobody doing it for you. Yeah. That's a big difference. Employee, everything done for you. All you got to do is go to work. That's it. Just show up and do your job. On entrepreneurship, you gotta do everything.
Right.
Not only do you have to show up, you gotta put. It depends on what you're doing. So I'm gonna take an example. Let's say you got a clothing store. You got to be there early before everybody else to make sure it's open. You got to be the last one to leave to make sure that it closed right and make sure everything's secure before you do leave, count your money and all that good stuff. But if you just an employee, you don't care about that because employees don't care about your business the way you do.
Right.
So that's another big difference.
So you care about you building something that with your money on your own, taking a risk.
Right. Like
nobody else's decisions can ruin it or.
Yeah, other people's decisions could sway either way. But
no, I mean, like if you're driving for Uber, they say it's your business, but if Uber decides,
right,
to do
but
something,
that's not your business. That's your car.
Right,
it's a difference. And then in some cases nowadays, especially, it might not even be your car.
Right,
that might be a Uber car. They let you, lease or whatever you're doing.
Yeah, from what I heard,
because it could be over so quick.
Killing people.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it's good money and everything. It's a good part-time job. That's one, and it's a job, by the way. But it's good part-time. That's not full-time at all. So that proves it's not an entrepreneur spot.
Right. So what if you're trying to start your own, but you still have to work for somebody else to pay the bills?
See, that's the big thing that confuse and discourage a lot of people because they like, well, I'm gonna get the money if I want to get a loan. If you want to get a loan, that's fine. Me personally, I'm against loans unless I don't know. You got to really have your shit together to get a loan. In my opinion, I think it's best to get a job. I mean, if you really want to be an entrepreneur, you don't have no capital behind you. You ain't got no family to lend you money, or give you money, whatever. Go to work, stack up the change, and take that. That way you don't have to worry about paying nobody back. You can honestly sit there and say you did all that on your own.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't nobody coming to put no liens on shit and bankruptcy. You ain't got to worry about all that, like talking about it. Especially, I mean, you get a loan, you already know. The bank own your company.
Right.
Until you pay them back. All right, in so many words.
No, ain't so many words. That's what it is. Shit. That's what the fuck it is. The bank own your company till you pay them back.
Just like a car and a house. Until you pay it off and you get them actual papers, the lease or whatever, you don't own that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's slick. That's real slick.
Yeah, that's and all that play together just like with cars. Like I said, a lot of people, I just bought me a new car, that's mine. I said, you paying notes on it? Yep, that ain't your car.
Right.
That is not your car.
Because if them people could wake up, if them people could get up at 6 o'clock in the morning while you still asleep and hook that tow truck up to it and come take it, that ain't your shit.
Them tow trucks be running fast too.
Dog.
You don't even know they out there till they leave. And
you don't know they out there till you walk out there and be like, well, I could have swore I parked right. That shit happened to me.
Oh my goodness, you got a repo?
Yeah. No, I ain't get a repo. Them fucking tow truck sneak ass. I ain't heard they truck. I don't never hear them when they come for my shit, but I hear them when they come for other people's shit though.
Yeah.
But being an entrepreneur is something that I got dreams of being, man. Right now I got to work for other people to supplement my bills and shit.
Right.
But other than that, man, I grind every fucking day to have my own, where I don't have to work for nobody, where I can start hiring people.
Right.
Yeah. And that's the truth, man.
So what are some steps you could do to take to get into entrepreneurship?
Okay, first of all, let's get one thing clear for the audience. Ain't nobody sitting at this table and had a successful business blowing like that.
Yeah, but
so
we
ain't
ain't
nobody
business
come up
here.
right.
I'm telling you, we started so many of these motherfuckers.
Ain't nobody sitting here with A1 experience talking about this is how you're supposed to do it. We can't tell you that.
We ain't tell you how you're supposed to do it, but you know how we did it.
Everybody at this table did research, all right, in different areas. So everybody at this table knows something. The idea of how to get towards getting what you're trying to get. So first thing you need to do is know what the hell you want to do and then learn everything about that.
Exactly.
That's number one.
Yeah.
Don't just do some shit because, that makes money and you don't really, care for doing it, but you know you can make money doing it because that's not a passion. One thing people tell you in a hobby, and a lot of people probably heard this before, the job that's not really a job is something that you do that you enjoy doing, you would do for free.
Right.
All right, so, take you for example, Rocc Lefty. He like doing music, he like messing with music and all that kind of shit. I don't like doing
music. I like doing audio engineering.
Well, audio engineering. There you go.
That encompasses more than just music.
Well, they cleared it up.
This podcast.
But yeah, so that's if as long as he doing audio engineering, he not working because that's what he'll do that shit for free.
Yeah.
They got a lot of niggas. They got a lot of niggas doing that shit for free because they enjoy doing it. A lot of washing cars. They got people enjoy doing that shit. Whatever it is you enjoy doing, you'll do it for free. That's what the fuck you should be doing.
So once you figure out what you would want to be doing for free, figure out a way that you can make money from it.
Right, exactly. Figure out how you can make coin off that shit.
Right. Which anything that you like, I feel like Raz was talking about the other day how he tried to teach the kids to get a skill. I feel like if you if you learn a skill that you like, that you enjoy doing, that's something that you should like. If like say somebody went to school for carpentry, and they get out of school, they working for somebody doing carpentry, and then they decide I want to start my own carpentry business. I feel like I know everything that I'll never say that I know everything that I need to know because you're always learning.
Learn something, right?
You always got to learn every even with audio engineering. Yeah, you know how to get the sound in this, that, and other. But it's always things that you have to learn.
There's always something new coming out.
Right, there's always something new coming out.
Just
you
like
got to
the
keep
doctor,
on.
Yeah.
Right. But
never get out of school. Huh?
Yeah. You can get out of school, but you're always learning.
Yeah.
So, take something that you like, that you really, really enjoy doing. Like even if it's a skill that you learn, because I'm gonna tell you, before 2011, I didn't have a skill at all. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know how to do nothing. All I knew how to do was the criminalistic things. But
So how you felt when you was learning this stuff? Did you feel like it was like this taking years? Or, you know how some people.
See, I'm gonna tell you, when I first started to my auto engineering.
Yeah.
When I first started, I was going about it the wrong way. I was trying to get a business. I was going to school for business management, music business, and I was like, this ain't what I'm trying to do. So I left that school and went to Art Institute, and they teach you like the long way around the bush, and I was like, nah, this not what I'm supposed to be doing. So when I went to SAE, they fast track you. They make sure you get it, and then they push you along. They don't fucking sit you in them old classes that you don't need to take. Like I was taking, like videography and art history classes. I didn't need that. I needed to know how to get the sound in, manipulate it, and make it sound right.
Yeah.
But so I fast tracked it. I went for what I wanted, and that's another thing I tell people about. You want to go to school to learn this, to do this, man. Go to school for what you know. Go to a specialty school. That's basically what I'm an advocate of. Specialty school,
right, like a trade school.
Yeah, and I took that, and I always had the plan of going to school for this, and then turn it into something that I could build for myself.
Right.
So that's why I always, like I said, me and Dez, we just started so many companies, and and every time we'll start one, work that shit for a year. To fail, that we push on to the next shit. We don't never stop. You know what I'm saying?
Honestly, I don't think. Well, it did fail because we stopped.
The only reason it failed is because we stopped. We built it up, and then we just like
because it was moving up. It was moving slow, but it was actually
they always build. They always go to a certain point, and then we just like fizzle out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So.
For all kind of different reasons, but
right,
that's just how it goes.
Because me and Dez, ever since I met him, we always talked about like doing our own. We don't want to. I never was the type of person. That's why I never give 100% at my job. And if any of my ex bosses is listening, they'll know. They'll tell you like, yeah. Even my uncle, I worked for my uncle. He had to fire me. My uncle fired me. So I never gave 100% because I always felt like this ain't mine. This ain't. Why would I give 100% to make you something that I'm trying to get to? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I take it for what it's worth. I go in there, do what I gotta do. I do just enough to get by, and then fuck that shit. I end up getting fired because the mask always start slipping. They'll start seeing, this nigga is he hiding out at work. And they ain't really doing what I'm telling them to do, sweeping shit under the stove and all this. So I never give 100%. But when it comes to mine, I always give 100%. When I start slacking on mine, then I know that it's not really the direction that I'm supposed to be going in,
Right, usually because you lose interest.
You're right.
That's what it is. That's why you do something that you love.
Yeah, because last year, I got into the video, the video side of this industry, and it fizzled out. Gave my camera away, everything.
Yeah.
I bought a camera. I was video editing and everything. I was excited about it at first. But then when I saw that I got to do all this, man, fuck all that. I like doing, and I never really was into the video side. I only did it out of necessity because I needed somebody to do it, and I didn't want to pay nobody, so I got into it, and it was good at first. I was happy. I was like, I learned something. I know how to do it now, but that's not what I want to do. So I want to do this side, the audio side. Hooking up sound and recording and mixing music and this, that, and the other, that's what I like.
Yeah, so enough props to all the people that's doing all that stuff.
Yeah. So what made you? What was the deciding factor for you to start your management business, your artist management business? PoeFection. Yeah.
I mean, with me, I've been, meeting a lot of people as, we go out or certain functions we go to, and I've met a lot of people that's doing big things, met a lot of people that's trying to do big things. And, a couple of people, inspired me and talked to me, told me, man, shit, you know a lot of people, you know what I mean? And you get in certain places where other people can't, you should be a manager. And I thought about it. And for instance, we go to clubs, to perform, me and Coffee. And when Coffee get on that stage, I make sure she take pictures with everybody else that gets on that stage, whether before or whether after. Mm. She's going to take a picture with every single person, and we're going to get their information. And after we get their information, we're going to support them and they're going to support us. So that means support not only from Atlanta, but from, whatever state anybody that's in that place that's performing is from. So, it just was inspiring where Rocc Lefty told me, yo, you could be a manager. You know what I mean? You know a lot of people. Where Dezman told me, yo, you can be a manager. You know a lot of people. And also Coffee. I mean, just a lot of people just told me. So, I just took that at hand and I just started managing. And it's working out, you know what I mean? Because I fell off for a little bit. And it's only because of ways of getting to, different places. But we got back on track, you know what I mean? And the thing that I like the most is when you got people that's hitting you up that's big and doing a lot of stuff in the industry, and they hit you up and ask you, hey, can you get, are y'all going to perform, or, do y'all want to perform? And yeah, somebody hit Coffee up, and, they big in the industry. There's DJ, and they wanted her to perform at one of their functions, and she did it. And that's what make me feel good, whether they hit me up or whether they hit her up or whether they hit anybody else up that's on my team. Mm-hmm. Just for people to think about us, meaning that we're doing something right.
Right.
So, that's what made me continue my, me being a manager and just, working on things like that.
Mm-hmm. And what about you, Dez? What made you decide that you didn't want to work for nobody, you want to start your own?
Man, this started way before I even saw a prison. Mm-hmm. Because just like you said, you don't be putting 100% in the job. When I first started working, I had no problems working. It was cool because I'm a good worker. I know that. But eventually, I'm going to lose interest. It happens every time, and I never understood why. Because even my cousin, for example, he the type of person, and they got a lot of them like that, he a lazy employee. He'll go to work and definitely going to get fired eventually because he not trying to work. All right, but I used to work and then fall off because I lose interest. And the reason why I lose interest is because that ain't what I want to do. Mm-hmm. So when I realized, I didn't know why. But when I started really thinking about it, I'm like, I'm going to all these jobs. I'm doing good in the beginning. And somewhere down the line, I just go to slipping and falling off. Like, why? Why do I do this? Why do I keep losing interest? And then I found out because that's not what the hell I want to do. I said, well, damn, I need to find something I want to do. But I wasn't in an entrepreneur mind. I was more like trying to find a job because that's how we was raised. That's how we was brought up in the society is to go to school, get education so you can, go to college and all that so you can find you a job or a career. You know what I'm saying? They both one and the same almost because there's a slight difference between a career and a job, too. But we ain't going to get into that. But either way, you work for somebody else.
Get into that.
Well, we sticking to entrepreneurship right now.
Go ahead.
But to lightly touch on it, a career is closer to entrepreneurship than an employee. Because when you got a career, you got more of you have a more stronger security because, number one, you got papers behind you because you done went somewhere and got some kind of education.
Right.
And number two, hopefully you're doing something that you love doing because everybody in the career not doing something that they want to do.
Right.
A career is if you want to work for somebody else, the best thing to do is get a career. Don't get a job. A job is temporary. A career could be the rest of your life. That's the difference between them two. But I just started losing interest in working for other people, and I realized I didn't like that because I didn't want nobody telling me, oh, you got to be here at a certain time, or you better do this, or you got to do that, or if you don't do this, you going to got to go home for 3 days, and all this old stupid shit. I got tired of that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, because that's not what I want to do. And then everybody can agree with this. You done been on your job, and you done seen a manager who you know good and hell well you could do better than what they doing.
Right.
So why the hell would I want to sit myself and put myself in that position? So I figured it out probably 10 years after I started working. Like, okay, I know what it is. I need to work for my damn self. And how I figured that out, because I started hustling. I wasn't like a lot of people start hustling at the age of 10. No. I started hustling later on when I started realizing I can't work for somebody else. I got to do something else. And I love that shit. I'm talking about I was able to wake up when the fuck I wanted to, go out on the set when the fuck I wanted to.
That was my first foray into entrepreneurship when I was hustling.
That is an entrepreneurship, but it's illegal. That's the only thing. But that's your first step to entrepreneurship for people that's on the street. Take and learn something from that shit and get the fuck out of it.
If you was a decent drug dealer, you could really run a business.
Right.
If you was a decent drug, if you weren't one of the ones that spent your money up on shoes and clothes and shit,
like that, right.
Like I did in the beginning before I turned, a certain age, and I was like, man, I'm about to start stacking this shit.
Right.
If you was a decent drug dealer, you could be a decent entrepreneur, bro.
Yeah, because the number one thing is you gotta save money because it take money to make money. Because if you sitting there, I seen a dude, for example, I was there on the streets hustling. I seen a dude score a 20. I'm talking about $20. He scored the same thing crackhead. Well, they gave him more because he not. They gave him
they gave
40. But still, he spent
$20 flippers. I mean,
and he made $40 off it.
Right.
And I don't need to keep on going, but for those who don't know, he took that $40 and went bought $80 and turned that 80 into 160, so on and so forth.
Right.
Right. And he wasn't the type. And it wasn't me. I wish it was, but he wasn't the type to go out there and buy shoes and all that. Because most niggas that's out there hustling, they go out there and buy the J's, which is damn near $100, $300. Go out there and get all these clothes and shit that cost way too much. Half of them don't even have cars, but they look good, though. You know what I'm saying? And got money in their pocket, but it's gone. They have just enough money left over when they done with all that to re-up. Exactly. So they got one little set price. It may be 50, it may be 100, maybe 250. Whatever they scoring, that's all they going to be left with to re-score. Now they ain't got nothing but product.
Right.
And they got to get off that product, else they broke.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they always broke. I don't care how much money you think they got. Right. Them type always broke because they relying on a re-up all the time.
Right.
Now, flipping that to a legal entrepreneurship, like I said, we could use a clothing company, for example, because when you talking about drugs, you talking about product. It's the same thing. You buy whole and you sell at a retail price.
Right.
It works exactly the same. And just like Rocc said, if you're a decent drug dealer or a smart drug dealer, you could be a smart businessman. You know how to try to get the cheapest price on wholesale to sell it at the at a good price to get a profit from, because that's all it's about, profit.
Right.
If I buy something for $10, I'm selling it for 20, 15 at the least, because I got to make something back on it.
That's true.
Yeah. But all businesses don't just depend on sales. There's also service. Like I do service. I create a service. I have a skill. You're basically paying for my skill. I went to school for such and such amount of time to learn this, and you need this. You need, know what I'm saying? People that, churches, artists, they need my service. So I don't have to buy anything. Well, I have to buy my equipment.
Right. Yeah. But you only got to buy it once.
Yeah, I only got to buy it once. I don't have to worry about inventory. Right. I don't have to worry about, warehousing.
That's one thing I like about a service, because with a service, you have a lot less overhead.
Yeah.
Because that's another thing.
But that also goes back to, I don't have to buy anything, but I got to continue to learn. I don't have to keep up with no inventory, but I always got to worry about, I got to make sure my equipment is up to par, because I can't show up to no gig, no DJing gig, and my mixer don't work. Like, damn, my mixer don't work. Like, I remember one time I was doing an event in New Orleans, and it was a record release party for one of them local rappers in New Orleans, and when I went to the club, they didn't have enough mic wire. They didn't have enough mic cables, and I was only running mono out of they needed to be stereo. So when they played, it only played one side, and it sounded like shit.
Right.
So they were looking at me like it was my fault, and I was telling them like, hey, first of all, that's their equipment. The DJ that they had left 15 minutes after it started. So then they were like, well, Rocc could do it. And when I went up there, all his shit, it was still other DJ equipment. all his shit was still in there, but he was only running in mono. I think that's why he left, because he knew he didn't have all the shit that he needed.
Right.
But
Damn, that's cool.
yeah. But I wonder if he remember that shit too, because I'm still cool with him on. I still fuck with him on Instagram.
Yeah. Probably do. He know he left up out of there.
Yeah, why you ran
half-assed.
out of there 15 minutes after the shit started,
You
man?
talking about that mono board? Yeah.
No, it wasn't no mono board. It was
was
right,
making
but
fun
he
of.
only had one cable in there running out to the speakers. When he was supposed to be left and right, he only had like the left one in there. So when they played his video, he was like, everybody started hollering, how do I sound like that?
Right.
I'm just sitting at the booth like, what you want me to do? You know? Hey, yeah. But anyways.
They ain't run up to the booth.
Yeah, the nigga that shot the video was like, no, man, you got to turn that off. That ain't how I produce. My shit don't sound like that.
Oh, man, they were the rag.
Yeah, it wasn't me, but my business partner at the time, he ran out there and calmed everybody down and explained the situation. Like, you know, that ain't his fault. You know, that's the other nigga fault.
Right.
Yeah. Because at the time, I was only supposed to be producing the show, you know. I wasn't even supposed to be DJing, but since the nigga left, they called me up there and was like, hey, man, you could do this? I like, you know what, I could do this. Yeah. And went up there and I didn't even check none of the shit, none of the equipment, the setup or nothing. I just automatically assumed. Because he done it before. He never fucked up before, you know. But at that time, he apparently had another, you know, something to do.
And he fled.
Shout out there, yeah, you know, fled the scene. Yeah. But anyways, entrepreneurship is the shit, man. And right. That's what I strive for, 100% entrepreneurship. Because right now I'm like 50-50. Oh, and another thing, I don't know if y'all listen to. I don't want to direct y'all to another podcast, but there's a guy out there called Gary Vaynerchuk, and he's like a motivational. I don't know what he does. All I know is this motherfucker be talking big shit.
Definitely plug
and he
him
buck
in.
you up.
That's
yeah.
perfect for this kind
and
of
he
podcast.
buck you up. You know what I'm saying? And I listen to this dude, man, and he's one of the people that like guide me. Like when I'm feeling down and low, he like eat shit and keep going. I don't mean eat shit and keep going, but for real, this motherfucker he talk that shit.
Yeah,
but
like that too.
Yeah, and so he one of his things was like, if you could put in 8 hours at somebody else's job to make them fucking, you know, rich or make them, you know, excel they shit, you could do another 8 at your job. It's 24 hours in a day. You work 8 at your regular gig. You come home and put 8 hours into your shit, and then you sleep for 8 hours. And you do that shit. You do that shit for 2 years straight. You'll be good, man. You'll advance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
right.
I think that's a perfect fucking
well, that brings
thing. You know what I'm saying? That's what I try to do because I be tired sometimes. But I put in 8 hours at that bullshit where I work, and then I come home and I try to put something into my shit. You know what I'm saying? Something.
That's because that brings on the next thing you have to have in order to be an entrepreneur. Because everybody's not meant to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah, everybody's not meant to be, and I'm glad too because that's less motherfuckers that's in my way.
Well, you know, everybody's not meant to lead. I mean, if everybody was a leader, if everybody was a leader, we wouldn't have no followers. We wouldn't get nothing done.
Right.
But at the same time, I mean, we already discussed and gave the definition of employee and an entrepreneur. Now, in order to be an entrepreneur, one thing you gotta have is ambition. If you ain't got no ambition, you're not gonna go somebody else's job, work 8 hours, and come home and try to do your own thing. You're not gonna do that. You're gonna go to sleep. You're going to wake up, you're going to do your little house shit, you're going to go back to work.
Right.
And do the same thing every day.
Oh, you're going to go to the club on Friday. Oh, and another thing that he says is like, why go to the club on Friday when everybody's at the club? You could be putting in your grind for your fucking, you celebrating on every weekend. And he said he hate weekends. He hate the weekends because that's his time where he grind the hardest.
Right.
When everybody's partying at the club, spending money, he grinding the hardest.
Spending money.
Yeah.
Yep. Just like a rich man. A rich man told me rich man stay rich because they don't spend money. You don't be seeing rich people walking around. I don't know how many rich people you know, but I knew quite a few back in the days, and none of them wore the shit that we wear. Yeah. None of them wearing J's. None of them wearing this shit.
What they do is they get what they want.
And Jordan don't even wear J's.
There you go. You know why? Because it don't make sense to buy something that you just putting on your feet when you can buy something for $10 and do the exact same thing.
Right.
For the sake of what? What are you buying it for?
And if you buy something that's an investment to you.
Exactly. There you go.
Yeah.
And that's the next thing, investment. I'm glad you brought that up. A lot of people don't invest their money right. They don't invest their money, they spend it. There's a big difference. I'm saying if you buy a car, that's a spend. You done spent that. You buy a house, that's an investment. There's a big difference. You buy your clothes, that's gone. That's water. That's out of there. because you can't go sell it for the same price you bought it for. It's not gonna happen. It lose the value as soon as you go to the cash register and pay your money. It's no longer worth what you paid for it.
Right.
Just that fast.
Right.
You want something that when you spend money on it, at least if you spend $10 on it, you want it to at least be worth 2 more cents by tomorrow or next week or whatever.
Exactly,
you want it to be able to grow. I don't care if it's a little bit of growth. You don't want to lose shit. That's the point.
Yeah, yeah.
If it's just worth $10, I'm cool with that. I didn't lose nothing. You know what I'm saying? So that's another thing entrepreneurs need to learn is how to invest. Because you got to invest in your shit, your own shit.
I'm investing in 3 different things right now, man. Shit, I got stocks and bonds. I got stocks. I ain't no bond. I got stocks. I got fucking 401k. I got savings accounts. I got all kind of shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fucking shame.
And that bring on the next part, discipline.
Yeah.
Because who people don't know how to save. Why? Because they're not disciplined enough to put their money away. They know it's there. And as soon as they know it's there, they see something they want, that money gone.
And hey, I'm glad you said that. Listen, man, I live in Atlanta, but I got a savings account in New Orleans that money direct deposit to. Then people ask me if I wanted a bank card for that. I was like, no. There's no way I could touch that money.
Right.
You know, I gotta travel 700 miles, how 650 something miles, just to get to my money. But I know that it's there, and I know that it's stacking up. You know what I'm saying? With an interest rate, and all that.
Now,
So
see, that was a small move.
Yeah, I know because I know sometimes I don't have the discipline. I know I know when that shit get up to the thousands,
right.
I'm gonna be like, man, I need.
There you go.
I need a piece of equipment that I really don't fucking need, but I want. You know, so. Yeah, that's why I did that, man. Because sometimes you gotta fucking, tie yourself down. You gotta tie yourself to the bed, man, and let that shit,
And that's a part of knowing who you are. You know yourself.
Yeah. I know if them people would have gave me that bank card, I'd have been at that
been a done deal.
As soon as I walked out the bank, I'd have went to the ATM.
We'd have been drinking beers right now.
Right, right. But I had to do that because I know myself. Just like you said, you gotta have discipline.
Right.
So I had to discipline myself. So yeah, and see the 401k, they make you jump through so many hoops to get that shit out. And your stocks, they take so much. Man, I remember I was like 18 and I had bought a couple of stocks with Walmart. Mm-hmm. And so when I got fired from Walmart, I tried to cash that shit in. I'm like, ooh, I got a little chunk, right? Shit. By the time I got it, it was like $300 because they done took so much money out of it for taxes and early withdrawal fees and all this other shit.
Yeah.
So you gotta let that
get
shit
cut too.
Yeah. So you gotta let that shit sit in there, man, and let that shit, stack up.
Yep, and that's the thing. You gotta let it sit, even if you. Because my daddy taught me a long time ago. You always gotta have a security blanket. You always gotta have that account of some money aside that you don't even think about. Mm-hmm. You just put it there. You know it's there. You may not even know how much it is, and that's not even important because it's not there for you to know what it is. It's just there to know that it's there when you need it.
Right.
For example, like if you have a plan. And you need to save up $10,000 to do whatever you're trying to do, get your business, buy a house, whatever. Mm-hmm. Keep stacking that money. Don't ever touch it. I don't care if your light's about to get cut off.
Right.
You better go find some other way to get that shit on.
Right.
Don't touch that money over there. That's not to be fucked with.
Yeah.
And that's discipline. That's some serious discipline for your ass. And if you could do that, then you could make it. You could be an entrepreneur. That's entrepreneurship right there.
Right.
That goes to show you got the discipline.
Right.
And people got discipline don't mean you have ambition. All right, because they got a lot of people that disciplined, but they're not ambitious enough to go out there and do nothing. As far as getting their own
exactly.
shit.
It's just like the motherfucker that sit in front of the stove. We all know these people, man.
Yeah, I see them all the time. I know who you.
These motherfuckers can tell everybody how to get rich.
Right.
You ever met them niggas?
Hell yeah.
Man, I'm telling you, all you got to do is, I hate when a nigga start off a phrase like that. All I got to do is what? Well, why are you not doing it?
That's the key question.
I hate that shit.
That's why
all you got to do is buy your house, fix it up, and flip it. Well, why are you not doing this if it's so easy? Yeah, how many houses you done flip?
And why are you asking me for money to go buy you a cigarette?
Right. Come on, man. Miss me with that. If any nigga ever start a conversation off with you with all you got to do is just walk the fuck up. I'm talking, don't give them no hint or nothing. All you got to do is just walk off. Especially if they if they in the business and they doing it and they tell you all you got to do is listen to them. But if they sitting in front of the store or they ask you for some change and they telling you all you got to do is, that's why I remember I told, I forgot who I told this to, but I was like, the only people that ever told me how to get rich was broke people. Because this was before Google and Facebook, and I could go in there and get them motivational talks and shit from people that was doing it.
Right.
Yeah. So back in the day, all the only people I knew was people in my neighborhood and people I grew up around. I didn't know motherfuckers from other states and shit. It wasn't easy, to just get on the internet and talk to motherfuckers from different places.
Right.
Back then when I was coming up. So only people that ever taught me how to get rich was motherfuckers that wasn't rich. You know what I'm saying? So they always told me the same shit: flip a house or cut grass or dumb shit. You know, all you got to do is type motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I never really had that motivation as a youngster. And I see that now when I look back, and that's why I was like never. When my mama used to ask me when I was young, she was like, "What you want to do when you get big, Reggie?" I used to be like, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck is out there to do. You know what I'm saying? All I knew was she used to always say, "You need to go to school to be an accountant," because I was good with numbers. She like, "Go to school to be an accountant," and I knew I didn't want that shit. Right. And I know I didn't want to be no teacher like my daddy. I didn't want to be, I didn't want to be I didn't want to do no back breaking ass manual labor. Right. I used to say that shit to y'all when I met y'all. I was like, man, why you want to work in the sun, breaking your back, dying? Because in New Orleans, that's what they say. That's a good job, offshore. Right. Go offshore. Nigga, I ain't trying to die. Y'all niggas out there fucking killing yourself. Everybody in the city got a bad back. Because they working at Avondale,
legs fucked
offshore.
Up, feet fucked up.
Yeah, construction.
Missing parts of their hands or something.
Yeah, they doing all this shit. Are they either in the nursing field, are they in a hotel, are they either doing hotel shit? You know what I'm saying? Right. So that's all it was. Construction, fucking hotel, motel shit, or fucking, that shit that I didn't want to do. And I know when I was young, I didn't want to do none of that. You know what I'm saying? I used to see these niggas feet always fucked up, back always hurting. They toe up, they old and looking like fucking leatherwood and shit. Yeah, I didn't want that. I wanted to be in the air condition. Like, no, I don't know. I just never, and I know I couldn't get that shit working for somebody. Right.
Now, back, like what you was talking about earlier, because I really wanted to touch on that too, with those people that be with the all you need to do is. Now, that's why I started off the podcast by letting everybody know. Don't sit there and be like, oh, them niggas ain't got shit, but they tell them, we not telling you how to do a fucking thing. All we doing is giving some tools that you can possibly use if you want to. My thing is do your own research. But they got 1,000,001 people to tell you how to do shit they never did. So here's my solution to that, because everybody gonna come at you with it. If somebody trying to tell you how to do some shit, first thing you need to do is ask them, what did you do to succeed in that, whatever they trying to tell you, and see what they tell you then. Because most of the time, they ain't did shit. So they gonna either stop or they gonna lie to you.
And that's truth right there.
Because how you gonna if you're not a doctor, you're not a surgeon, how you gonna tell me how to operate on somebody? I'm not gonna listen to you. If you're not a mechanic, don't tell me about my car. You don't know nothing about cars, so I wouldn't listen to you. Right. So I wouldn't listen to somebody broke telling me how to make money. That don't make no damn sense.
Man, I can't do it.
And the sad part about it is you broke and you listen to somebody else broke, just trying to make it out. No, what you need to do is find somebody that actually made it. And get you what's the word I'm looking for? A mentor. Get you a mentor, somebody that actually done made it, that don't mind you hanging around them or whatever. Because that's what I'm looking for right now, that actually made it in the field that I want to do. And follow them. I'm talking about if they really succeeded and made it, follow their steps, step by step.
I work for you for
free. It may not be what you want, and their steps may not even work for you. But it's a start. You may have to tweak it to work for you. But as long as you got some kind of guideline, because right now, if you listen to somebody that ain't never did shit, as far as making money, trying to tell you how to make money, you ain't got no guidelines. You don't know what to do next, because they don't know what to do next. If they did, they wouldn't be sitting there talking to you from in front of the store, wherever they are. You know what I'm saying? So,
amen.
Right. Shit. That's true.
So, yeah, get you a mentor. That's another thing. Now, these things I'm sharing you from shit that I did on my own research, as far as, and I had many mentors. Like I said, I knew many rich people. That was back in the days before my mind was straight. Before I went to jail, I ain't gonna lie, jail, got my mind right. But before all that happened, I had all these tools in front of me. I just didn't know how to use them.
Didn't know how to implement them.
When I say I knew millionaires, I was in their mansions. I was in their Lamborghini. I ain't never told you that before. I was in their cars and everything.
You did tell me that.
All right, because
on the army base, right?
Nah.
Military base?
That's what I was doing, the vacuum cleaners.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and because they saw the potential in me. That's the only reason it was like, they took me under their wing, in other words, because they saw the potential in me.
And he fucked it up.
Yeah, well, because I didn't want to do that. You see what I'm saying? I eventually lost interest. Right, because they was doing door to door. Now, that's some 60 shit. You understand? Because I knocked on people's doors. Some every now and then motherfucker laughed at me. Y'all still knocking on doors? Are you serious? I'm talking about in the wave, and the internet wasn't quite big yet, because this is like in the 90s.
It wasn't big in black people. White people had it.
Yeah, it was like late 90s or whatever. So going on internet marketing, all that kind of stuff wasn't super big yet. It wasn't like readily available to everybody like it was. So knocking on doors was all right. But I didn't want to do that because, number one, I'm still outside in the elements. I'm selling a product for somebody else, even though I got the potential to become a owner and buy the product myself and sell it. which would be an entrepreneur move. You know what I'm saying? But that's not what I wanted to do. I didn't want to sell vacuum cleaners. That's not what I wanted to do. But I had the tools around me. I had the people around me. I had the sources around me to learn anything I needed to learn to become successful on my own and whatever I wanted to do. But I didn't know how to implement that shit in my life to make it work for me at the time. I wish I can go back and do it, but how many of us wish we can go back and do all
Wishing
kinds
is
of
for
shit?
suckers, man.
Right. So instead, I'm going to take that information that I learned back then, put it together with the shit I know now, and actually use it.
Right. So I appreciate you coming through, talking to us, Dez, on Functioning Psychopaths. Hopefully we can have you back again.
Yeah, only if y'all got something to drink because
Really
I'm thirsty and y'all ain't nobody fed me nothing to drink.
I'm fucking starving right now
Nobody
myself.
gave me no bill.
And
Food in the background.
yeah,
I want no
and
food, I don't want no
PoeFection,
food.
appreciate you. It's always a pleasure to have you come through and talk Functioning Psychopaths.
It's always
Perfection
good
is
to be
management.
invited. You know what I mean? For real.
This nigga talking about invite. You are a host, nigga.
Nigga, you
are
still
a host on the show.
inviting me.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm not a host. I was invited.
Nah,
I really feel played. No beer.
I was just fucking with Poe. Yeah, but yeah, man. We appreciate y'all listening, taking the time to listen. Tell us what y'all think about the podcast. You can go check out the earlier shows. Functioning Psychopath on SoundCloud. Just type it in. It's a playlist. Right now I don't have the page up. I'm trying to get it up. I'm working as fast as I can, people. I got a lot of shit to do. I told you I got to work for other people, man. And they come home after them 8 hours and put in my other 8 hours.
Right.
But you check it out and tell us what you think.
Oh, I got one.
Oh,
more
and
I'm gonna
another
add for
thing, man. You
too.
can hit us up on Facebook, man. There's a the Functioning Psychopath podcast group, man. Add yourself to that group, man, and start a discussion, man. And if we like the topic, we'll discuss it on the podcast.
definitely
Right?
discuss
No
it.
problems.
Yeah.
You
And
can
we
even
want you to
call us.
like, share, and comment.
Yeah, like, share, comment, and follow, man. Like, share,
Right.
comment, and follow.
Definitely follow, because that's what I want to add to it before we leave. Everybody that's following this podcast, pay attention. Everybody that's on the podcast, everybody come through the podcast and let time pass and see the progress that happens.
Yeah.
To let it be proof that everybody that's listening right now, episode 4, even though there's 3 before this, it don't matter where you start, watch the growth. And if you do the same thing, you can do this. Anybody can do whatever they want to do if they want to do it.
Right.
Period. Bottom line.
That's true.
So we
So
here
watch
for
us
you.
grow. Watch us grow.
So on behalf of the Functioning Psychopaths, fuck your opinions. We out.
Later.